Camron, leaving Sirius XM, just got done with the Max B interview. Max B had the NY streets flooded. Jimmy acting like he can't see the water rise.
Keep it 100. Yo, Kill, I got to talk to the governor in Jersey.
Yeah,
Yo,
mayor.
once I speak to the mayor in East Brunswick, I'm coming up.
It was, like I said, you just got to switch the mindset.
No. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No.
No, with the exception of Jim Jones, who appeared online and seemed to be quite upset about it. The entire internet went crazy when Max B eventually exited from that prison gate. He could not keep his cool at all. He leaped onto his page and proclaimed that celebrating someone coming home is pointless. He also tried to mock Max by referring to him as a failure, as though he hadn't been under strain during Max's whole incarceration. It was thrilling to watch, since his intensity did not match what he displayed when Mel was set free. And everyone picked up the switch right away. Mel was instantly reminded that he was the center of attention when he landed. With everyone smiling widely and posting photos everywhere as if it were a holiday. But suddenly, when Max is free, he wants to act as though it is ridiculous to support someone else's freedom. The double standard was being publicly discussed in the streets, especially because Max didn't even mention him. He just walked away calmly, ready to move forward. If you don't rock with him, just say that was one of the several remarks left by supporters because of the obvious shade. There was a lot of resentment, as others pointed out. However, things became much more chaotic when Max B showed up for an interview with Camron and Mays. Even after Alf immediately reminded that he was the centrine bluntly stated during the conversation, the entire internet was rocked by the line, because it provided a fresh dimension to a dispute that already had the streets humming. People were constantly replaying it. It's time to analyze what actually transpired and why Jimmy appears to be under pressure at the moment. Max B's return home is more than simply another hip-hop moment. Everyone can tell that it affects Jim on several levels. To begin with, Max B's name still has significance, and his return triggers memories that Jim would probably want to forget. Jim can't disguise how uncomfortable the scenario is, since every time Max speaks, old stories come up again. Additionally, fans are revisiting the past and comparing moves, enthusiasm, and loyalty as a result of Max returning to the forefront. Additionally, Jim was under much more pressure because of Cam's manner of speaking. Want you to eventually pass it? You.
I want you to pass it at some point.
Want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out, because I don't want to crash.
Max B is not your typical rapper. He is one of the few artists who, without even attempting, altered the entire atmosphere of New York. The more you study his work, the more you see how much he influenced a whole era of urban music. His slick approach, booming confidence, and ability to flip tunes had others mimicking him before they even realized what he was doing, despite the fact that he never received the full mainstream attention he deserved. Every layer you remove reveals a different explanation for why his name is still memorable today. Artists from all over the game discuss how his presence forced the city into a new path, how his flow influenced them, and how his wave helped take rap in a completely other way. Max left such a lasting impression that his impact is still felt in the culture. Even if he isn't constantly featured on TV or the radio, his influence is genuine, and the
bitch, her name was Cindy or Mindy, I wasn't sure, cause I was too tipsy off the river, playing big in the bank. Let me cream, my dick was the buck, my mouth was the ATM machine, had the sparkle all in my ear, low, nibble on the little nipples and blowing on the toe.
Charlie Wingate is Max's true name. Harlem is where I was born and raised. Additionally, he rose to prominence as a member of Jim Jones's Bird Gang in the early to mid-2000s. Here's the problem. Max was more than simply one of the group's rappers. At the time, no one else was using his loose, melodic sing-rap approach. The entire wavy vibe has been performed in the New York manner, which eventually gained popularity with musicians like A$AP Rocky. Long before it was cool, Max was doing it. Max released an incredible lineup of mixtapes. The Public Domain series, Coke Wave with French Montana, and $1 Million Baby all became cult classics. Because the streets couldn't stop playing them, people could tell that he wasn't following trends. because each tape had a distinct flavor and attitude. He was making them. People were drawn in by the unadulterated confidence in his voice. The crazy thing is that Max was the rapper that other rappers looked up to, even when he wasn't receiving widespread support. Artists would dissect everything about him, including his delivery, melodic changes, and flow. They were aware that he had a style that could only be absorbed rather than taught. His recordings have the feel of blueprints. And anyone would go listen to Max just to learn how he moved if they wanted to tap into a smoother, more fluid wave. Max was more than just a musician. He was influencing the tone that other musicians attempted to perfect.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, Max B really inspired my whole rapping career too. I feel like, not rapping career, but you see the way I'm making melodies.
Yeah.
He was a big part of that, because before I started rapping, I was singing Max B all the time.
Max B's career was booming in 2006 when he was arrested in a robbery that completely upended his life. His ex-girlfriend Gina Conway informed him on September 22, 2006. About Alan Plowden, a man she met who was carrying actual money. Max made the decision that this would be his next course of action rather than leaving it alone. He urged Gina to accompany him and sent his stepbrother Kelvin to take care of things. They went to Plowden's room at the Holiday Inn in Fort Lee. When Giselle opened the door, Gina tied her up and Kelvin pulled out a revolver. They looked everywhere for cash, but they were unsuccessful. Thus, they woke Plowden, bound him as well, and made him call David Taylor, his partner. Taylor fought back when he entered. The pistol went off, and he was tragically shot. They took a watch, some cash, and a pocketbook before fleeing, but things quickly fell apart. Max and Kelvin were imprisoned after Gina was detained and revealed the entire scheme to the authorities. Max's conviction was lowered years later, and he was eventually released from prison after serving almost 16 years.
Let his kids go. Where's daughter? They're gonna talk home.
Friends and relatives, including French Montana, Max's longtime partner, welcomed him home. "Can't make this up," French wrote in the description of a video he posted showing him welcoming Max outside of prison. "On my birthday, my brother actually arrived home. No more Hamla. Let's go on to the messy part now." The conflict between Jim Jones and Max B. Max was doing a lot of the hard work when he first joined Bird Gang and Dipset. He said that hooks contributed to the creation of verses. And some even claim that he was involved in major songs like We Fly High. Here's the issue though. Max claims he never received appropriate compensation or adequate credit for any of it. Max said he was essentially being taken advantage of. He would work hard and produce these hits, and Jim would profit while Max received almost nothing. We are discussing shows in which Max received a few $100s while Jones was earning large sums of money.
I would never work for that cornball ass nigga again. Me? I'm a boss. I'm not with that. It's never nothing no more. Like, I look like a boss, I feel like a boss, I taste like a boss. Max Bigger Val. Out of here, man. So Jim Jones. Compare the names. Look, Max Bigger Val. Jim Jones. The f*** guy. Don't even add up. They're not on my level, man.
However, there was more to this whole issue than just money. It has to do with respect. Max consistently claimed that Jim never treated him fairly. Despite this, he was contributing significantly to the team's sound and style behind the scenes. Max continued to feel underappreciated until he eventually left Bird Gang. He connected with French Montana after he left, and they began releasing songs that made it obvious they weren't. Scared to take on Jim, fans could tell the difference right away, since those songs revealed to the world who was truly responsible for several of those hits. Jim later asserted that he was simply following his mentor's instructions and that he had never attempted to prevent Max from earning. However, he failed to draw attention to the fact that he never returned Max's publishing until Max filed a lawsuit against him. Jim had to be ordered to surrender it by the court. Camron even discussed this, supporting Max and claiming that Jim has a history of attempting to manipulate others and claim credit for their efforts. Cam claimed that he had intended to sign Max on his own, but Jim seized him before he could.
Says, I'm gonna keep it tall. That's kind of how I missed out on Max B. I'm just being straight up honest. And Jim ended up signing him because Jim seen the vision, but because Jim had an outside vision of Max. I grew up with Max. Charlie Rambo, play all day, joking all the time. So when he came to me and said he's gonna start rapping, I was like, yo, Charlie, stop playing. His exact words was killer. They were like, no, let's get this clicking like Dorothy's heels.
B, he wasn't Max B. His name was Charlie Rambo. He got out of jail. He come up to me. This is word for word. So I'm like, Charlie, what up? When you guys say, yo, Flea, I just came home. I say, y'all say you always just come. He say, yo, Flea, you know how to rap now. Let's get this clicking like Dorothy's heels.
However, despite all of the previous drama, Max and Cam maintained their composure. Max pulled up for an interview with Cam and Maze as soon as he was released from prison, and his enthusiasm was flawless. The fact that no one mentioned Jim at all, not even once, was immediately noticeable. The talk remained on current events rather than ancient grudges, but that silence spoke a lot. They talked about their upbringing in Harlem, the people they knew, and the experiences that molded them. Max talked candidly about his experiences during his years incarcerated, describing how he maintained his composure, continued to create, and maintained his mental toughness despite everything.
Things that I'm saying, but you don't know the slander. Like when you got locked up, you don't know the slander that I get. Cam, how the you let it go this way? From the same, like, what the how to go da da da. I'm like, yo, I ain't see the. Yo, I ain't see this nigga be playing niggas got in and out of jail all the time, man. I ain't see the shit was gonna happen. Niggas be ready to take my head off about the shit.
Because you ain't a prophet.
Yeah.
They want you to be a prophet.
Yeah, listen, man. And I listen, I'm first tell you, I missed out and I didn't see it because you was too much of my nigga and I didn't see the vision. And sometimes what it is, not even talking about you, because you turned out to be something else.
You still got me in though.
Oh no,
You did everything in your. You was like, look, go see, bro.
Yeah, but listen, we boomerang. We here now. We ain't even gonna get into.
I'm just saying, like that's how.
Right.
Even you acknowledge, like, still, like, damn, I got Jaja, I got this, I got Rail, I got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You said, nah, boom.
You are unaware of the slander I receive, just as you were when you were imprisoned, despite what I am saying. How did you let things proceed this way from the save cam? How do I go? I'm thinking, yo, I'm not. I don't see why I haven't seen this. Be engaged in was constantly in and out of jail, dude. I am unable to see what will take place. I'm prepared to lose my mind over this underscore. You're not a prophet. They want you to be a prophet underscore. Yes, man, pay attention. And I'll start by telling you that I was too preoccupied with you to notice the vision. Therefore, I missed out. And sometimes I didn't even mention you because you ended up becoming something. But you managed to get me in. Oh, no. You did everything in your life. Like, look, go, see, bro. He was, yes. But pay attention, we boomerang. We are currently here. We won't even receive no. What I'm saying is that even when you acknowledge it, it's still like, damn, I got Jaja. I got this. I got real. I got, nope, he replied. Boom. Additionally, it's obvious that Jim is still feeling something even though Max isn't paying him any attention at the moment. Jim didn't even think twice when Mayo asked him in a recent interview if he could just let the past go. He immediately answered no. He immediately turned it off. And everyone who was watching said, wow, in response to his response. His entire demeanor indicated that the inquiry struck a sensitive nerve. Even if he didn't want to elaborate or explain why he still felt that way, it was evident in both his tone and his face. He wasn't attempting to conceal the fact that whatever happened years ago is still with him. The moment was brief, but it made a big impression since Jim still seemed anxious whenever Max's name came up in conversation. Whereas Max was out here going on with calm energy. People on the internet were always debating why Jim couldn't simply let things unfold the same way Max had.
B coming home. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No. Now we get past now. We can get past that now. You want to get past it, or you want to dive more into it? Or you want me to tweak it?
I want you to pass it at some point.
You want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out because I don't want to crash out. Now, what I want for myself, I want for my brother.
I appreciate it.
You see what I'm saying? Because there's too much money out here, there's too much life out here, and I like to do the things that I like to do. Ain't nothing feel better than living right.
Now, individuals are constantly sharing their own theories in the comments section, which is getting crazy. Some people are stating things such as, Jim still got emotional scars from the days when Max was all over World Star, clowning him every day and keeping his name spinning in the streets. Others even mention the previous hotel incident, claiming that the memories still weigh heavily on him and have a greater impact than most people realize. However, another group called it from an entirely different perspective. Jim is saying this because Max B is not in front of him. Someone commented, they would undoubtedly be able to move on as brothers and mend if they saw each other. There is still love. Jim is in pain. Jim is also offended by Cam. Jim needs to acknowledge that he also injured Max B. They continued by saying that they genuinely think there is still space for peace. And that's precisely why Jim reacted the way he did. Thus, the crucial question is currently up in the air. Can they actually make progress? Or will things never return to how they were before Max was locked up because there is too much old weight? Does this wound simply require time to heal? Or is it one of those wounds that never really heals? Leave a comment with your ideas. Tell someone who has been following this story for years about it. For more breakdowns, click the like button and remember to subscribe.